Buddy, how are
Doing
you?
pretty good.
Doing pretty good.
I'm getting feedback.
Excellent.
Oh, you getting hearing? I hear myself. That's odd. Okay, hold on a
Is
second.
better now?
Yes. Yeah, I'm not getting the feedback. Oh, you had the ear things in
Yeah, but I
maybe,
don't
huh?
know if I want to hear you this way.
Oh, you can't hear me? Okay.
But there's
Well,
so many complications. Let's try again. Let's try again. If
yes,
not,
try it again.
I'm gonna adjust. Do you still hear yourself?
Let me speak. Nope, I'm pretty good.
Good?
No, I'm not getting feedback. I'm not getting the
Okay.
feedback. That's
Okay.
fabulous.
Excellent. Okay. Not better.
So, how are you and how's the family?
They're feeling much better today. I had sick boys, so
Yeah.
they're feeling much better today.
Yeah,
So
well, the same
I survived.
the same day I was too, because I had not so much sick, but I had extraordinary upper respiratory and sneezing. So it wasn't like a cold, but it wasn't sightful. In other words, I didn't need to be on camera because it was
Yes.
just
Yeah, they have like sinus, also both of
yeah,
them sinus congestion, and
yeah,
and
same thing.
anyway,
So
I think it's better now. Yeah,
good.
it's a very things are happening. Week is dynamic.
Yeah, yeah, things are happening. This I think will as we get past as we move forward into 2025, Jasmina, I don't think we'll recognize who will change a lot. There's a lot of change afoot, a lot of transformation, and none of it, some of it, change is not easy for people. We all say we want change, but this change is coming in, and there's no turning away from it. I think it's the like the threshold of the foundational change for not just this country or the United States and maybe Canada, but the world. It's something, right?
Yeah, yes. I mean, as we know, planets are going from Pisces to Aries. This is like closing a cycle and starting a new cycle. Aries is always about new things, but it's interesting that this spring, not only Neptune goes to Aries back to retrograde to Pisces and Saturn, but also you have Venus and Mercury. Same thing, going to Aries and back to Pisces. So it's interesting that we have four different planets in same year going retrograde in the same two signs. So that's very significant. And I think it's about ending something and starting new. Before you start new, you have to kind of something needs to kind of die. So
Yeah,
let's see
yeah.
how it goes. Yeah.
And let me just continue on that for a moment. We got the feedback again, but I'm not sure if anyone else can hear. It's fine. Um, is that that it doesn't come down and begin like that. So there's a process of the ending and the concluding, and it's not always graceful. So and definitely not rapid or easy. So we'll be actually seeing a conclusion of an old cycle and things coming down, different old paradigms that are no longer serving and sunsetting, as well as a burgeoning or birthing of the new almost at the same time. So
uh, to be honest, I'm feeling, how the last degree of any
the
sign, we say the last
aneretic,
degree.
yes,
Yes, the 29th. It's very, potent because it kind of sucks up all the energy of that sign.
absolutely,
So I think Neptune in Pisces, last degree. I don't trust anything at the moment. Like nothing is real. Not that it's not doesn't have substance. It has some kind of substance somewhere, but it's not real. We are confused.
yeah,
There is delusion.
right.
There is, a lot of fantasy, imagination, and I currently, until this really shifts into Aries completely next year, I just don't. I'm not getting in.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it. Like, I'm saying, like, I'm not believing it completely. I'm not feeling it completely. I need to this year. When it passes, I think we'll have more clear-headed when really Saturn and Neptune settle in Aries. Until then, there's a lot of nebulousnesses and everything,
absolutely. That's the
and
best word. That's a very good word for it.
yeah,
Nebulousness.
it's
Hmm.
ridiculous. Like
Yeah,
I don't even like
exactly.
I'm
Yeah,
like I have to see this TikTok banned. First it's banned, then now it's not banned, and then somebody gets the credit for it. Come on, I don't even want to go there. I thought it was so ridiculous.
yeah,
It's
and
come on,
it's
guys. You guys
right.
really
I know. And a lot of this stuff, this nebulousness and this this confusion and shadowy stuff is all it's really seems to be magnified. It's not it's not to me it's all out of bounds. Even it's like you said, it's very anoretic, it's very big, and so it's very hard to discern. I mean, putting on my discernment cap and my electron microscope, you still can't really find truth or find
Um,
something that actually has a concrete base to it. So I'm learning to say, okay, you just have to sort of like keep your head above water, above the fray, and hope for the best, and just know and trust. This is going to develop our inner core, though, because by most of us have a good knowledge and that inner sense, that gut sense, but it will be developed much more now because well, that's all we'll have to go by, really.
yes, I'm not buying into anything at the moment. The only thing I kind
Bringing
of get
justice.
holding a grasp is like doing the best that I can on daily basis, helping people just be empathetic and kind and doing the best of this Piscean energy, and that's it. And
Yeah.
then pray for, just hope for the best. I don't even want to get involved in thinking and on a global level anything at this moment. Just pushing through, how can I do a daily basis, helping people one on one, and I think this is the all we can do. Just be our best selves, and then collectively it will change, right? If we all do, But if you get sucked up into all this,
Yeah.
even conspiracies, all these theories, it's
Absolutely.
just it's negative.
Mhm.
It's like it just we are going, So it's never ending story. I feel it's just like it just
Yeah.
or we can just laugh about it. Sometimes sometimes humor is the best medicine as well. So
Yeah, yeah. A good dose of humor is one of the best medicines, and doesn't and has very little side effects too. Very few side effects to that medicine.
yeah,
But yeah, I'm happy to realize that. Okay, this is and just like you said, help yourself out, which is also important. I think this is going to give us the freedom to do our self work, our self care, our self
yeah,
development, take care of our friends and family, and and as we are able to maintain a higher vibration, then so will that contributes to the world's ability to do the same. So that's keeping me out of out of
yes.
my head. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, because
Into the heart.
yeah, because Neptune in Pisces did bring a lot of feeling of everybody's spiritual, everybody's now, it's not just like a magic wand. You're not just all of a sudden a spiritual person. You're not all of a sudden a psychic or in tune. Like there's a so
Mhm.
like and Neptune doesn't have boundaries. There's no substance. Like kind of no boundaries in that sense. So
Yes.
everybody was just I know it on a good side, astrology did get a lot of boost in mainstream, which is good. I feel that people should use astrology, uh, but for better, for to raise awareness, to use it for to be a better yourselves, not for just for scaring people or doing.
Right.
And it's not just
Yeah.
spiritual. I really don't like when everything is taking the value out of it, or saying, oh, everybody, I don't know, I can't find the right English word for it. When it loses the deeper meaning and
Yeah.
everything is so superficial. I just don't like that, putting
Yeah. Yeah.
spirituality or astrology in that kind of basket.
I
So
totally
I'm
get
very
that. Yes.
right. So
And that's always the challenge when things become mainstream.
yeah,
Mainstream is not always good stream because
yeah,
mainstream means everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. So, oh, this is the hot, cool thing right now, and you that's when you get a lot of can I say not interlopers, but not everyone who says they are this is actually that.
so
Um,
you're completely right. I'm hoping that then in Neptune in Aries will kind of filter, who is authentic and who is not, kind of
mhm,
in a sense, right?
mhm.
Especially with Saturn in the beginning and a few couple of years, couple of, they're dancing together this and next year. So it will give some kind of structure to this Neptunian craziness that is happening, right?
Yeah,
So, so that's my hope, at
yeah.
least.
Yeah, that's I think maybe this is a it's interesting how it's almost as if we're allowed to be in a diffuse space before we make an even more concrete step into the massive changes that we'll be seeing. Sort of like we're leaving one space and then we're in this nebulous space, and then because we're getting ready to go into something that will be quite, like especially when Uranus goes into Gemini, we have other things. We'll be experiencing some things in fast order, no less. So I'm going to enjoy some of this this diffuse
Yeah,
space right now.
I'm thinking, how, maybe it's not the right analogy, metaphor, but I'm thinking about purgatory, like
Right.
how do you say
Right. Yes. I got
yes,
you.
right. So yeah, you have to go through that,
Yeah.
and then
Yes.
you can come out of it. So I think we are in the purgatory kind of a feeling. We are, and the real gems will come out at the end to see who is real,
Absolutely.
who is not. But everybody's going through this cleansiness or something.
Yeah. Yeah. And communication I find right now is not easy. It can be strained, or it's not a Mercury retrograde communication, but it still has challenges because you're not quite talking maybe as clearly, or being understood in the way you think people aren't hearing what you think you're saying,
we
kind
had
of
that
things too.
Mercury Jupiter opposition for a long time, so that was all that's kind of gave us a little bit of over the top, or scatteredness, or not being just there, because Mercury
Too
in
much.
Sagittarius was
Yeah.
for he was retrograde in Sagittarius. He was there for a long time, and positions with Jupiter came up more than once. So this whole December, we kind of felt this over the top, like storytelling, and it's all about how fishermen's tales. Oh, I
Yes.
got a
Yes.
bigger fish. It's not
Right.
like
Right.
that. So
Yes.
we had the sense of that. So I think now when Mercury is in Capricorn, I think it's better. Like for today, for instance, we have Mercury sextiling Saturn. So sextiles are aspects that you kind of need to use them. They won't come without an effort, but it's actually a great aspect to focus and have some clear thoughts. And especially Mercury Capricorn is very practical. Like chair is a chair. Like
Right.
there's no, it's not a fancy chair, it's not a
Yes.
pretty chair, it's a chair. You need, I need a chair to sit down. That's
Right.
what it, that's
Very
the
good.
purpose
Yeah.
of
I
it. I
get
don't
you.
care.
Yeah.
I don't care what it looks like or whatever, right? So it's that kind of so today's, in the next couple of days, it's a very good period to actually focus and put your thoughts in order, in a sense, right?
Concrete communication. Concrete.
Yes,
Yes. Communication. Excellent. Excellent. So that is good to do right now.
yes.
Yes. And let's see. So this week is, I was telling before you came on, so this week is not doesn't appear to be impactful, but we have those two conjunctions that are, and then to have a sun, come into leave one sign and move into Aquarius, which is also interesting. So yeah, so that's why I said don't look at the number of things that are happening in any given week, but there are some that are just, it could be a few things that it could be quite momentous, and that's what this week looks like to me. Will be.
That's
Um,
true. So at 3 o'clock today, p.m. Eastern time, we have Sun entered Aquarius officially. So there's Aquarius season. So
hmm
there's a new season. When Sun changes signs, there's always shining a light on a new topics of our lives, and we can now switch, right, to look into the future. What is Aquarius, right? To think outside the box. I have to tell you this. I found this meme today. Somebody says, I don't think inside of the box. I don't think outside of the box. I don't know even where the box is.
is I guess that was me the last couple of weeks. I think what's a box? Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I thought that was
I
really
like that. I
funny. So
like that.
I think we are all in the midst of having this feeling where, what is even the box, right? What are we even talking about? Like, it's so confusing. But, Aquarius always gives us the opportunity to detach ourselves a little bit from something and look
Yeah.
objectively in a situation without panicking, without stressing. I find, Aquarius energy to be very good first responders, right, in emergency situations, right? Because when everybody goes, oh my God, and panicking, they're the cool-headed
They
people, right? Who can they
are.
can
Mm-hmm.
detach from and then just, okay, let's do what needs to be done. So
Yeah.
this is a season to cool our heads and see, okay, let's now objectively see what can we do in a emergency situation. Is what can we, how can we work with it? And we're going to have help of Pluto, right? Because Sun and Pluto are going to meet. So that's the first big thing on Tuesday. Pluto and Sun conjunction.
Yes.
It's very powerful, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if if sun gives us the light, the life, if it shines things, it could give us if sun is the thing that gives us vitality and willpower and drive and who we are. And then we have Pluto joining, so there's like a powerful like for the collective as we speak, right? Powerful energy. So use it well. If it's used in a bad way, there is lots of manipulations, you know, power controls, all these struggles. It can be a crises or traumas or whatever. But in a positive note, it can be very empowering. Giving power to ourselves, not to others, to control our lives if we can, right? So that's always. But on a collective, we should go towards that energy.
Go towards what energy?
Towards empowering ourselves and taking control and not letting others control us. And if sometimes we are even controlled by the news that we hear, we are controlled by the belief system we were brought up with the circumstances. There are so many things that that we think that we are controlling, but we kind of are not, right? So taking power back to ourselves first is education, to clear the ignorance. That's number one problem, right? And then discernment, as you mentioned, and just be objective. Don't panic. Don't think that's it. This is the final thing, or this is the truth. It's not. You just you give yourself power back to be in control of your life, at least what you think, and what you feel. Don't let other people tell you, right?
And and two, also with the sun in conjunct Pluto, we know Pluto also rules the underworld. So there's things and treasures that may be hidden that are coming up that Pluto's saying, see, I brought the sun over. Now look at this. Now we get, you have to sort between what is good and what is good for you and what you still need to keep, but it's coming up for you to look at it. And it's going to be easier, perhaps, maybe not kinder, but you'll have things come up for you that you're ready to see. And you'll have an assist by the sun to not only be clearer on it. And Pluto to me is also one of the planets that is a rotor-rooter. In other words, it can not only bring things up, but help you determine what you need to keep and what's no longer something that you need to hold on to or keep buried. And keep them,
I agree. But we have to be mindful. Tuesday is going to be hard.
It's going to be hard.
Tuesday, not just because of that conjunction, but Moon is going to go into Scorpio, and she's going to square Sun and Pluto conjunction, right? From Scorpio to Aquarius. They're both fixed. So we're talking about fixed energy. Remember, fixed energy is stuck in a place. It doesn't want to change. It doesn't see the other side. It doesn't want to accept that something new is happening, change is happening. So there's
yikes.
And it's a third quarter moon as well in Scorpio. So it's kind of finalizing everything before the new cycle. Like the third quarter is finishing up, is removing what's not in use, and putting garnishing. So it's kind of like an energy of finishing up. Remember when I thought that metaphor, what Frank Clifford said about thinking about a moon cycle as a party. So the third quarter is sending out thank you cards.
Thank you notes. Okay.
Right. So and you're putting it in your conscious. The party happened. This is what happened. This is what I learned. This is how I'm going to go forward with the new ideas or whatever, or what I need to change. So that's the energy, and it's in Scorpio, squaring Pluto. So yes, digging deep. It could be lots of shadow work coming up because Moon is involved. Moon square Sun. It's always hard to meet our needs and our wants.
Because there could be there's a battle between the two. And good old Scorpio there. That's yikes. The Moon in Scorpio. So that which also speaks to deep work. Speaks to
yes. Yes, so Tuesday is the hardest day of the week for sure. So that's for me, the day to kind of, it's going to be intense. It's going to be very intense. So anyway, so just have that in mind and, use it in a good way. I always say to everybody, my Astro tips, use this energy productively. That's the point, right? Don't let the energy destroy you. Instead of destroying, build something, right?
Yeah.
So Anyway, if you can, I know it's not easy. People, it's easier said than done, but just then be aware that other people might feel this, also the same, and then just don't budge into their energy. Don't respond, right?
No, that's true. And it's always good to, even now that we have this heads up, is to get an idea of those things that we each know can give us some comfort
Mhm.
and provide that, whether it's, that snuggle, cozy, I can get through this, it's going to be okay feel. Sort of maybe line some of those things up. If you can, if you have a schedule, if I'm having anxiety, here's a good example. If I'm having anxiety already about a
Mhm.
meeting on Tuesday, I may decide to reschedule it, or or
Yes,
something. You know what I mean? So if I'm feeling really shaky about it now, and you can reschedule without any harm, then do so that you can, So that's the benefit of astrology to me, to have
yeah,
that understanding.
exactly. I was just going to say, if you can avoid any major discussions, don't do them on Tuesday. Like if you
Hmm.
have anything important, because you can come into this power struggle
Ah,
or manipulative communication, and then I don't know. I would avoid it if I could. Just
yeah,
depends what you want to do. But if you want to end something and you don't care if it ends, either way, then go ahead. But in general, um, I wouldn't initiate anything important just because it can backfire. Doesn't have to be, but remember, it can be intense, right?
right, right. And intensity is hard to manage sometimes. We may think we can manage it, but it's not the easiest thing to keep within control.
Yes. Then
Yeah.
Wednesday is going to be very quiet. So Wednesday is a good day to do whatever you want to do. Very
Oh,
quiet day. Very, very
good,
like
good.
Moon is just trining Saturn. Nothing else is happening. So it's a good aspect. So use Wednesday to do stuff. Thursday is again very intense. I mean, why? We have Mercury opposing Mars. So Mars and Mercury opposition, those are like verbal conflicts. That's what it is. Mars is a warrior. He's going to war. Mercury is talking. Talk wars.
Oh,
Or so
right. Okay.
I would I would avoid any social media disputes. You know how you go and then you comment something and you get involved. I never do that. I am a
Yes.
Gemini. I like to talk to people, but I never go social media and go into these discussions on comment section. And it's just exhausting. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't.
Yeah. No.
So so so. Um, we also going to have a Mercury trine Uranus, so we are going to feel that we want to you're going to have new ideas and breakthroughs. So use that energy instead of verbalizing with somebody. Brainstorm or find some new things, because it's in Earth. They're both in Earth. It can be very productive. You can have ideas that produce something that can be fertile for the future. I like that Mercury trine Uranus.
And
Um,
we have the Mars sextile Uranus too. Did you mention? Did you talk about that?
yeah, that's also the same
Yeah.
day, so that's also kind of good. But you with that energy you want to break free, right? Mars and
Yes.
Uranus together,
Yes. Yeah. That is.
those,
That is. Yeah. That is
those are
actually.
the
Yeah.
rebels. Those
Yeah.
are the
Sure
rebels.
is.
So it's a rebellious energy. I mean, it's in a sextile. It's in a kind of potentially good, so you
Good.
can
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but just have that in mind. Mercury is still Mars is still retrograde, so it won't maybe come out as we like, right? That's why this also Mercury Mars opposition is hard. When Mars is retrograde, think about you have this goal and you're going like you're playing soccer again. I'm
Yeah.
going to go to soccer.
Yeah.
You see the goal and you wanna, but then it doesn't go as fast. Like you can't get the ball. You tell this guy, give me the ball, give me
Right.
the ball is not coming. So it's kind of a feeling. So the frustration is there. So with this Uranus, you want to break free from something, or there's you want something new and exciting, but it doesn't go. So have that in mind. Even if you do something, when Mars goes direct, it will come back maybe into your life. You need to redo it or rethink it or react on it. So um, also Uranus can be very you know um, disruptive,
Mm-hmm.
chaotic,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yes. Yeah.
if you're not used to that energy, it can shook you up so hard that you're gonna be thinking like, what happened afterwards? Like
Yeah, no,
like
Uranus. Yes, Uranus is
right?
that. It's like that wake up. It is sudden change, sudden surprises. Yeah, it's jarring. It can be very jarring to you, to a
Yeah,
person who's not. Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Hmm.
it's making a good aspect, and it's kind of slowing down because it's going to go direct on the 30th, right? So Uranus is kind of slowing down to go station to go direct. So that's going to be fun. So he is kind of he's also more stronger. You know, when planets are
About the
changing
station.
direction,
Hmm.
yeah, direction, they're more potent because they're stuck, right? So the
Yes.
energy needs to go somewhere. So
Yeah, it's
have that in mind.
concentrated. Yeah, it's more concentrated, right? Hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
Tuesday, Thursday are hard. Wednesday is excellent. Um, what is happening on Friday? That's okay. Friday, nothing also major.
Okay.
We could
Good.
just Venus sextiling Pallas Athena and Mercury sextiling Juno. Actually, if you have anything important to sign on Friday, I would sign with Juno and Mercury in a nice aspect. That can work out. If you need to sign some contracts or anything, I would do it Friday. Um,
How about purchasing? I need to get another computer. Is there a day this week that perhaps
you can
I
no Mercury. I just maybe wouldn't do Thursday just because maybe the shipment gets lost or something because it's opposing. So
no, I'm going
Thursday
to the
because
store. I'm going to the store, to the Apple store,
aha,
and to buy it. Hopefully there. So I want to pick up a date. Pick a day to go
I
do
would
that.
I would do everything on Wednesday if I could
Okay, gotcha.
because I feel Wednesday is the best. I mean Friday is not that bad,
Right.
not that bad. And on Saturday, next Saturday, we're gonna have Venus and Mars trine. I didn't want to talk about it because we're gonna see each other on Friday, hopefully, so we can talk
Right.
about it
That's
then.
right. Could talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah. And something I wanted to ask about too was the. I know we missed that day, but we had that. See, the 18th. We had Venus. Did we go to the? I know that happened already, but the Venus Saturn conjunction.
Oh yes, on Saturday. So that was
Yes.
that was a little bit of hard, just because and especially Venus in Pisces is very romantic. She's very kind and empathetic. She wants to kind of help people who are suffering or who are, and then Saturn comes in and says,
Right.
so,
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
so it's kind of feeling that uh, what I'm doing, is this valuable? Is it worthy? Like your self-worth is very shaken up. And Venus in Pisces is sensitive. It's more perceptive to other feelings. So you can everything that Saturn. When Saturn comes, it's very harsh. It's more harsher on Venus in Pisces than on some other Venus, right? Because Venus in Pisces is very, it's like a, I don't know, it's very fragile, I would say, right? So
Yeah.
Saturday can be very
Yes.
harsh. So I think the feeling on Saturday, and we had, it's just, but it's just like feeling the lack of being loved, lack of not having enough money. What is Venus representing? Not feeling beautiful enough.
Hmm.
Uh, so it was just that feeling. So
Yes.
uh,
Yes. And yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. I know what you mean. Yeah.
yeah,
I could.
so
Yeah.
so in that sense, but it's gone now. So it was more of a last week. And then today we had Mercury sextiling both Saturn and Venus. So it's kind of like a saving grace, giving us a little bit of ease. Uh, so today, so there's always there's something hard, but there's always something that it's making it a little bit less hard. So I like
Yeah. Yeah. No,
that.
that's Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now you mentioned something about going the moon sign changes for the week. I
Yes.
want you to, if you can, before you go on, I like what you said about Frank. Could you give us all, not all, but Frank Clifford? I
Yes.
like what you said about the moon, the beginning,
Yes.
the different ones. 'Cause I think that's
Yes.
such a, for me, that's a way to remember things too. I think
Okay. Yeah. So he
it's
says. So we are talking about the four
the
main
four main
phases, not the old phase.
phases.
Yeah. So the new moon is, ooh, I want to have a party. And then from the new moon to the first quarter, you are planning it. You say, I'm going to invite these people. We're going to have this venue. We're going to have this menu. This is what's going to happen. And then so that's like a crescent phase. This is between the new moon and the first
The
quarter.
opening
You kind of,
crescent, the
yeah, yeah,
opening, yeah,
yeah. The waxing one, right?
yeah,
So, and
the
then
waxing,
after
yeah.
the first, after the first quarter, you kind of do that. What kind of party? Who are you going to invite? Then when the first quarter comes, this is the call for action. It's like a square, right? And okay, you're sending invitations out. They're going into the mail, right?
Got
And
it.
then from that until the full moon, until the party comes, you need to order food, order
Wait.
drinks.
We
Make
skipped the quarter there. So now we went from new to
Yeah, but
first quarter.
he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't talk about
He
quarters.
doesn't.
But
Oh, okay, I see.
yeah, I'm not. I'm just mentioning these little ones.
Yeah,
But in
okay.
between, so from the new moon to the first quarter, you are planning, and first quarter sending
Right.
invitations
Call
out.
to action. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So from the first quarter to the full moon when it's opposition, right? When the party is, so full moon is the party. So between the after you send invitations before the party starts, you are ordering food, ordering drinks, making sure the venue, decorate the venue, making sure everything is in order. So that can be very stressful, right? Because you want to make everything
Right.
perfect. So
Right.
so that's kind of the most stressful moon phase,
Mm-hmm.
right? So think even, because it's a lot of things to do, right? You have to do all these things that you planned, right? Then you have on the full moon, you have a party. That's the party. So everything's just a light on you. There's a party, but parties because it's a full moon. There's the crazy things can happen as well, things that you didn't plan, or so
Yes.
maybe you need to get somebody out of the party because they're making
Yes.
a mess, or so
Yes.
there can be lots of situations
Mm-hmm.
happening on the full moon that you,
Okay.
and then after you need to kind of clean up everything, and then think about uh, uh, that's the third quarter that we have now on Tuesday as well. The third quarter is sending thank you cards, like, oh, thank you for being on my party, blah, blah, blah. But then you also kind of, while you're cleaning up after the party and while you're sending the thank you note, you're thinking, this worked well, this didn't work well, I need to change this for the next time, implement this, remove this, and you
Mm-hmm.
kind of, from the real experience, you put it in your consciousness, this is what happened, and how can I make it better next time? And then there's the balsamic phase is just after the little one before the new moon is just after you send the thank you notes, you cleaned everything up, then you kind of think, you can reflect. That's the balsamic fire. You
Yeah.
reflect,
Yeah.
and you just look,
Sit back
and
with a
that's it.
sit
I love
back with
that.
a quiet glass of wine and feel like, okay, job well done,
Yes,
and I know what I'll do next time.
yes. So that's, I love his. I always talk about it because it stuck in my head as a really great way of understanding what needs to be done, how the moon phases, and this you can also make this for the lunar family. Remember the 27 months long lunar family phase. So first 9 months is thinking what you want to do. Next 9 months is action. Then you have, how it goes, and then
Yeah.
you have project going out on the full moon, let's say, and then so that's how it goes on a bigger scale. Yeah, so today I just want to mention quickly because I think some people, it's important to know the moon signs. And today we
Absolutely.
have moon in Libra, and the sun just came into Aquarius. Oh, so they're in a good connection now, right? Because they're both in air signs, they're getting along, so you can know that when today and tomorrow it's going to be good, right? So they're kind of blending together. But then when moon goes into Scorpio on Tuesday, and she's going to be until Thursday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, she's going to be in Scorpio. So her and sun are now in square. That's the third quarter, right? So they're now, but think about what a Scorpio third quarter can be, right? I'm sending the thank you notes, but I'm a Scorpio, so I want to dig deep.
Mm-hmm.
What went wrong? You know how they always want to, what secrets did you find
Right.
out at the party?
Who
What
didn't show up, or who didn't show up, or who
Yeah, and
snubbed me, or
why?
yeah, yes,
Yes, and why? Like it's question is
yes.
like, what happened? Let's dig deeper. So if you want to do any kind of research to plan the new phase, this is a good time. Like whatever on your projects, do the research part of your project during this
Right.
Scorpio moon, right?
Okay.
That's what
Mm-hmm.
I would. Then moon is going to go into Sagittarius.
Sorry. I pulled up your thing and came on. Your thing came
Okay.
up.
I thought is this my voice?
Yeah,
Everybody hears
yeah,
my voice.
yeah. It was on my iPad. It came up. So
Yes.
sorry about that.
It's okay. No, it's okay. So the moon in Sagittarius is going to go on Thursday around 11:30 p.m. So it's going to be like night, and it's going to be in Sag, then Friday and Saturday, and moving to Capricorn later on Sunday. So we'll talk about it next week. So it's going to be in Sag. So moon in Sag. So think, what do we have in fire signs in the air at the moment? What is making a trine to this Sag moon? There's nothing really in fire, but then we have in air. We have Pluto in air, we have Sun in the air, and we have Jupiter in Gemini. So this moon will make some lovely aspects with Pluto and with Sun. Is opposing Jupiter, but so that can be just, on Friday when it's opposing Jupiter, it can be more of the it's going to be hunger for information, I would say, not for maybe for food, but for information, just because they're both in exploring, like a curious exploring signs, right? Moon in Sagittarius, and then so Friday we might really want to explore and just maybe just watch a documentary, watch something useful. Don't scroll social media. I don't know.
And it'd be good, I guess, for research if you're trying to find out something, you make it curious about something and pursue it, maybe,
Yeah.
perhaps, right?
Yes. So that's absolutely true. So that's that's a good. So Friday and Saturday next week are going to be good as well. So just watch Tuesday, Thursday.
Okay. Watch Tuesday, Thursday. Great. Okay. All righty. So now this month this is Aquarius right now. So well, happy birthday to everyone who's an Aquarius. Happy birthday to those Aquarians.
Yes.
And many happy returns.
Mm-hmm.
But Aquarians. So for those who, as I'm wondering if anybody here on who's listening is an Aquarius, we'd like to see if anyone here is an Aquarius, because they have a question or something, or I'm always curious about how people in different signs like to celebrate their birthdays. So to see, I don't, how I do, but I try to keep track of friends based on their sun sign and the moon, of course. If I, know that how they would want to celebrate, or
Yes, that's interesting. I don't know. I don't know about Aquarians. Everybody says, they're so different. They're, they want to do something different and unusual. They probably want to do something different and unusual, so why not? I know, I'm a Gemini. I just want to have a party with friends and good food and drinks and talk and all night. And, if we could play social games or karaoke, for example. I love karaoke for my birthday. That
you
would be
do.
a,
That's so
yeah,
funny.
yeah, because it's fun, right? It's just
Oh, it
fun.
is. It is.
All of us screaming and nobody knows how to sing. It's just fun, right? And, I don't, but that's me, having laughs and fun and talk, and it needs to be something. So I don't know. For Aquarians, it's a winter sign. It's a
That's
midwinter, right? It's the
right.
fixed side of a winter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're not, um, maybe that keen to maybe do something. I don't know.
Yeah, so I think the Aquarians that I've known have not been the type who they're not overly fond of surprise parties or anything like that.
Oh
They,
no, no.
that's not their bag, baby.
Mm.
They like things that are more, I'd say, quirky or different. Um, they're not the easiest to actually get a gift for or whatever you got to do, because getting into their head or seeing, like Gemini's, pretty much anything. Well, I shouldn't say anything. We're not hard to please typically when it comes to a gift or whatever. And we make our little idiosyncrasies or whatever so well known that people know what would make you happy or laugh or whatever. Whereas I find that to be different from my Aquarian sisters and brothers. It's like, oh my goodness.
In
But yet
general.
we share that intellectualism. So never goes bad hard. It's not a bad gift to give them a book. They like to learn things. It's something they want to learn.
Yeah, but not
That's
a novel. Don't unless it's a scientific novel. Don't give them like
oh
romantic
no,
Jane
that's true
Austen novel.
too. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's
That's not gonna work. That's not
oh
gonna work.
don't give
So
them Shakespeare in Love or
yeah,
anything
yeah,
like
yeah.
that, huh?
No Shakespeare for Aquarians. But something, if it's a science fiction, it's
Yeah,
usually good. Um, and I don't know. It has to be like if it's a cool T-shirt or a
yes,
clothing that makes a statement.
something
I think they
innovative,
like to.
something, yeah,
Yeah,
innovative, right? Statement,
I
yes,
think they like to make
yes,
a statement, to putting on a shirt. Who are they for and what are they fighting for? Because they're always kind of a little bit rebellious.
yeah,
So some kind of that I think appreciates. If you know what they're really fighting for, because they will tell you. Usually they will tell you what they cause is and where they see, how society should look
right.
like. So just, you
It's
can
true.
support that with the present. So I
Yes.
think that would be.
Yeah,
a good
yes,
thing. It's
that is
important
true.
here.
They do tell you what, yeah, that is, yeah, that is interesting about them.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
so interesting that you mentioned. I'm going to have next Sunday, I'm going to have a live on YouTube with Hannah. We're going to talk about gift ideas for each sign. So,
Oh,
you know,
very
just
good. So tell us about that. When is that now? That's
uh,
this coming Sunday.
uh, yeah, around 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, and I'm gonna put on YouTube a little notification, so you can go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, and put notification on, and you will get notification when this is on. But it's interesting that you start talking about gifts, because we were talking. We wanted to do something before Valentine's Day, something nice. We just every now and then we want to do something uh, that just make people laugh and smile. We did two already. We did pairing drinks and food for each
I
sign
saw
last
that. I saw
summer.
that one. Yeah, I didn't see it, but I saw that. So that's
Yeah,
very good to see. You
yeah,
know,
and then we were laughing. Why Virgos like Bloody Mary, because it's healthy, has
has
celery
celery
stick in it. So we were
sticks in
laughing.
it.
So
What did Gemini's like?
always finger food and just very quick. That's Gemini food, because it has to be fast, and usually it's fast food or finger food or something that it's
And
and also different.
how about the
Different.
beverage?
Yeah.
Oh, the difference. Yeah, I mean, one variety. How about the
Can't
beverage?
remember. I can't remember what I said for beverage.
Hopefully champagne,
Anyway,
because
yeah.
I think champagne would be a Gemini thing.
Oh, yeah. But you don't forget, you have Libra moon, so I think it's your Libra moon talking with the champagne.
That's too funny. I think I'm living through my Libra moon these days. Okay.
Yes, that's what it is. So anyway, so we have this video. We like to do every couple of months something fun, just to take it easy from the forecasting, and we always do this
That's
important. So sometimes it's just fun to do something. And if anybody wants, I'm going to post actually. If anybody wants to give me, I want to focus on Moon and Venus for gifts. So if you know your Moon and Venus combination, that's the best gift. So I
really.
know, like, yes. So for me, I have Gemini Moon and Venus in Cancer. So giving me a book about history novel, about history, that's the combination for me. Like, I love history books, history movies, history
Okay.
anything. That's the Cancerian part of Venus, or
Yes.
romance novels. I also like those. Anyway, so just when you combine both, so in a way, so that's how I think Venus, because Venus is our pleasures and our desires, and then Moon is our needs, emotional, how we feel comfortable
Yeah.
and safe. So
Okay.
if you, those two will give you the best combination for a gift. If you look at,
Excellent.
if you know your friends' charts, if you know Moon and Venus, combine those
Venus.
two, and that's what you can gift them.
Oh, that's excellent.
Test it out.
Excellent.
Test it
So
out.
everybody, so you'll post it, but next it's Sunday the 26th at 2 p.m. on your YouTube channel.
Yes,
Perfect.
yes, yes. So that's coming up.
Because that's good.
Um,
And it's good at the
yeah,
time of year. You're doing it so early in the time of year. This way we can have this.
yeah.
And it's a good way to
I,
even, it's a nice intro way to ask friends and family and people you don't know or whatever, what's your, to ask them about their moon, because, then they'll give you more details. It's like, oh, really? And they try
definitely.
to figure out that date and stuff to get here.
Yes. Even
Excellent.
even if you don't, even if they don't know the time of birth, it doesn't matter. Go to ephemeris. So
Yes. Yeah.
go to ephemeris, and you can see their moon can change if they're born on the day that, and you can
Right.
kind of sense it. But then Venus, you will know the Venus
Right.
at least, right?
Right.
And then you can look at that, right?
And you can
So,
sort of
and
figure
there's,
out what their moon could be.
yeah,
Yeah. You can't sort of, yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. You can just Google it. There are all these astro.com, astrosig.com, all these uh, pages have ephemeris is there. You need to just search, and then it pop up the year, and you'll find all the ephemeris is there and find all the information. So that's a good
Excellent.
tip. Yeah. So I'm gonna make a poll for people to tell me their combination, so we can just play
Yeah,
with it.
yes, yeah, because that's very helpful. That's another thing too to make a note of that. And don't you? I think I saw something, Jasmine, that you have a moon calendar or
A
something,
planner,
a moon
yes. So
planner.
that's what yeah, yes, that's right. So I'm doing every season. So now it's the one for December, uh, January and February is on. You can go to the link. It's on Gumroad. So you can download. You can donate if you want, but you don't have to. You can download for $0. It's just if you want to support me with a couple of bucks, that's fine, but you don't have to. And it's also for phases. And there's like for each month, and they're like, what does it mean? So like a few words for each phase, right? There's in there, and then habits and plan. You can just there's like notes you can put, and it's like a it's nice. Like it has like around 20 pages or so, 24 I think, and then you can just have that. You can print it out and have some kind of understanding if you want to, you know.
And that's
Anyway,
is that you said that's gum road? Is that gum? Is in
yeah, there's
chewing gum? Or,
a link. No, it's I think yeah, it's a chewing gum.
yeah,
Gum.
gum.
I think it's how it's
Yeah,
spelled.
yeah.
If you go to my highlights, there's a newsletter. No, there's a winter. There's a winter calendar highlight, I think, and then with a link,
Okay,
so you can
that's
go
what I was
there.
trying to find. That's what I was trying to find to make sure I asked you about
Yeah,
that because I saw it the other day and I couldn't
thank you.
figure out where I
Yeah,
saw it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Good. Yes. Yes. And most of you all don't know, but Jasmina gave me a little tutorial, and I was able to post my thing on my link, my Zoom link onto the into I think the stories, and I posted in the highlights.
Excellent,
In the highlights.
excellent,
Yeah. 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 That
excellent.
was.
That's good. That's good. So that's very
Honestly.
Aquarian, right? That's very
Yeah.
Aquarian to do something
Yes.
technology new. That's good.
And I had to use some of my Capricorn rising because I was frustrated that day. I wasn't feeling well at all because that's my start, my sinus stuff. And I said, and I couldn't find the recording. That's why I need to get a new laptop because I don't have enough storage space. And I said, well, no, I'm not going to be the old lady that can't figure out how to post stuff and get stuff done. I said, I will figure this out. So it was one of those. I'm having cup of tea after cup of tea, and I finally it was going to work. I said, I mean, push come to
Good.
shove, I would have texted you saying, okay, we got to do part two. Because sometimes for me, I have Mercury and Taurus, so sometimes I need things. Some things I get like that, and other things I need to go over it one more again, and I mean like a few times for me to actually get. And once I get it, I got it.
Yes.
But sometimes it's a little slower, and I didn't know that until someone. I think I must have been one of Rick Levine's classes, or either Kelly Surtees, and she's going over. I think it was Kelly. She said, for those of you who have Mercury and Taurus, you may be a little bit slower in getting. I was like, oh, I couldn't believe that. That explains why some things I just can't get right then and there. You know?
But that's why it's very important to know your chart. I always feel, astrology is such a great tool. Imagine how helpful that is, that it's normal and natural for you to do, like, and it's okay. We're all different combination,
Yeah.
you're so unique, each one of us.
Yes.
That's, I wish sometimes that I have more Taurus energy because I'm so fast that my brain goes too much, like all these Gemini. So
Yeah.
I wish I had some Taurus. I don't have
You
anything
don't
in Taurus
have
except
enough.
Chiron,
You don't have any
except
Earth.
Chiron.
Oh, you have Chiron and Taurus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
we're gonna talk about Chiron next week. That we said, okay,
Yeah, that works for
completely. Or
you.
yes, 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 good, good. Because we don't want to start something now and then later.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
excellent.
everyone listening, we'll post something about it, but we want to go over Chiron because I think Chiron, the wounded healer, the centaur, is actually something that's really up right now for us as a race, as a human race.
Mm.
I think it's our we're working through our woundedness and not quite always doing the best job of it. So we just need to have an understanding of, just like we just went over right now, knowing your chart and know where you have your that wound at is the place of your greatest offering, for other people. And also you'll make your process and progress through it. But I find, as I looked at mine's in Aquarius, so I'm hoping you'll go through. I'm going through the mythology, and you're going through the application of it in the
Yes,
different signs.
yes.
And how about the houses?
It's it's
How about
it's almost kind of the same.
same? Okay.
Aries or first house. It's always talked about the same way because for now we have Chiron in Aries at the moment, and that's why I think what you mentioned is very good. It's about it's existential
Yeah.
crisis, right? So
Yeah.
because Chiron in Aries is about who am I? Why do I exist? Why? So there's like a lot of questions about that. So yeah, I think it's a good opportunity for us to learn about Chiron more while Chiron is in Aries because it's giving us that push.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about it's a feeling of I don't have a right to be here when it's in Aries. Like those
Really?
are those. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Oh, wow, that's interesting. And I think it's so what's up right now on planet Earth for many of us who are. It's also a sign of our um, growth that we are. hate to use this corny word, but ascending. We are growing and evolving. And when you're evolving to out of perhaps a collective mindset or the tribal mindset, you do wonder, okay, now that I'm out of this, who am I? Do I have a right to be here? Because once you've separated from like a child when they get older and they separate from the family, they're happy to do that, but they still have to find their identity. They claim that, discover it, and then claim it and embody their own unique identity. And I think that's what we're going through right now as a country. This country, I think, is experiencing because Chiron return. Let me say, Chiron returns also are known to be midlife crises for people.
It's a certain, yes. So it's kind of you kind of need to accept that wound by that time, otherwise it's going to consume you completely.
Yeah,
That's when you're around 50.
right.
So that's it. You need
Yeah,
to
and I
kind of,
think yeah.
yeah.
And so men, I mean, typically, I mean, it was very prevalent. I'm not sure where you come from, but in this country, it was known, especially for men, to have it. 40s and 50s, mid 40s, they would, because they didn't want to accept things, so that like they're aging and a different level of virility or whatever, so they would, or perhaps hopes and dreams will not be realized in this lifetime, so they would just go crazy. New car, new wife, or just I'm gonna go out, hiking for 2 weeks,
Yes,
that kind of stuff.
but
Hmm.
that's earlier before Chiron return. That's definitely 40s. So that happens because you have Uranus opposing Uranus. That's
Oh,
awakening and shakening. Oh, what did I miss in life? I want to do it now. Then you have Neptune square Neptune. You have Pluto square Pluto. There's lots of things happening. That's why the beginning of 40s is so crucial,
so
uh,
crucial.
and, and many people make major changes
Yeah,
uh, if they're not happy with the status
right.
quo, or it's just chasing them. Like this how I actually started practicing astrology and taking it more seriously during my Uranus opposition. It was like now or never feeling. Like this is I need to, because I always had astrology in my life,
Right.
but I wanted to take it to the next level. So
Okay.
that's what happened. So that's my
Yeah.
midlife crisis. I
Yeah.
had a
Yes.
baby. I had
Yeah.
a baby. It was last time to have a baby, like kind of last train, and then astrology. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll need a few minutes to access those files because that was a while for me. So I'll have to, what I mean? But it sounds to me, it's almost like it feels almost like like a midway, a mid Saturn return kind of thing. It has that kind of feel too.
Because it's a halfway of Uranus. So Uranus is
What,
84
84
years.
years,
So
right?
42 is the middle. So it's opposing your Uranus when you were born. So it's going half the circle, exactly opposition. So it's pulling you. Are you going to go break free? What do you
Yeah.
want? This is your last
Or
chance to do
stay
what
and
you.
do, yeah, yes. Yeah, I know. I was I know. I didn't know enough astrology at the time that my mother saw her Saturn her Uranus return. She was here for it and stuff. So
To be honest, I heard that, I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard some astrologers say that many people actually pass away around the Uranus return, around 84, 83, 84.
hmm
Just because they completed this Uranus cycle, they did all the changes, they did what they needed to do to bring the change into the world, whatever, and then there's just that's how they go away. It doesn't
no,
have to be,
no, no.
but that's what I heard.
My mother, she lived to 87, so she lived past
Yeah,
it. She lived through it. But
yeah.
I realized like there's a few people I knew in addition to my mother that actually had that, and I would love to just had to do their charts or whatever to see what a Uranus, return would look like
But
with people. And
it's very interesting that now you know how the life expectancy is now around 83, 84. Before it was lower, right? But
right.
now because of the technology and medication,
Hmm.
whatever that. So now life expectancy, average duration of life is now 84,
Yeah.
which is Uranus cycle, which is
Uranus
interesting.
cycle. Is that
It's
something?
very
Yeah.
interesting.
So I'm trying to hang in there because that gives me quite a few more years here if I could.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's great. So, well, I guess that's it for this week. But so next Friday, we'll do our usual.
Hmm. Okay.
Um,
Okay. And Sunday
and
we'll do
we'll
Chiron.
do Chiron.
Excellent.
Yes, and we'll go with
Okay.
that. So everyone will get to know our Chiron and embrace what Chiron is here to teach us.
Yeah. I would highly recommend, I'll show the book from Melanie
Melanie
Reinhardt about Chiron.
Reinhardt. Yes, yes. I have it
Gorgeous book.
too. I have that book. It's a fabulous book.
Yes.
Um, what's it called? Oh, hold on.
It's I have it here. Just a second. Just a second. Here it is.
Yeah,
Here.
that's it. That's it. Chiron, the healing and the
The
healing
healing journey.
journey. Oh
The
my
healing
goodness.
journey.
Yeah.
That's the one.
She's yeah, she's amazing. Melanie Reinhardt. What a treasure she is.
Do you know she's also Gemini?
No, I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah, she's also Gemini. I keep track of which astrologer has Gemini placements. And you would be surprised. Rick Levine is Gemini rising. Frank Clifford is Gemini rising. And Steve Judd has a midheaven in
He's
Gemini
a
and
midheaven in
Mercury Gemini.
Gemini.
And Mercury
Okay.
Gemini, yeah. So Victor Oliver, I think he was here. I don't know if he's still listening. He's also Gemini. I just got his book on draconic astrology.
Oh wow.
Woo!
Yeah, I can't do that because I'll go off
No, no,
clear and I'm trying to do something else. I have to
I,
finish my stuff with Rick the harmonics. So if
oh
I
yeah,
do
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
draconic stuff,
Yeah.
I'll get
Anyway,
distracted.
I,
So I'll
I,
leave that to you to
yeah.
do.
His book is
Yeah.
amazing. Very easy read. Very
So
easy
what's the name of that
read.
book?
It's Chasing the Dragons.
Oh, ooh, I
Chasing
love
the
the title.
Dragons. Yeah, yeah, very good. So
And what's his name again? What's
Victor
Victor? Victor
Oliver.
Oliver.
He's editor of Astrological Association Journal in UK.
Okay.
And actually, I contacted him. I'm going to have a video on draconic astrology with him. I think we're going to do it in February sometime. I just need to confirm the date.
Oh,
So
very good.
I'm very excited to have him as a guest as well to talk about
Yes.
that.
Yeah, it'd be fabulous. I'd love to hear. Okay, so we'll learn about that and we can all tune in. You'll have it on your YouTube channel, right?
Yes, yes, yes. That's going to
Perfect.
be February. This week, I also have tomorrow. I'm going to do a recording with Asian astrologer Leo. I don't want to pronounce his name wrong, so I'm not going to say it. Leo Wang,
Leo,
about the new
what?
Chinese.
MING? Okay.
Yeah, don't even. I'll put it. I'll put his. I'm gonna tag him. I'll send you who he is. So he's a brilliant young astrologer from Asia, and we're gonna talk about the new Chinese snake here.
Yeah,
It's gonna go.
yeah, the wooden snake, right? The wooden
Yeah,
snake, I think.
yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What
yeah.
are you? I'm a rooster. What are you?
I'm a horse.
You're a horse. Okay.
I'm. A horse is so Gemini that I always think that I'm really Gemini's and Mercurized from all the
Yeah, everywhere.
from all
Yes.
the
No,
everywhere.
yeah. But even a rooster sounds like a Gemini because it's sort of like communicating. It has to
Yeah,
wake
but
you up and get
it's a
going.
leader. No, it's a more of a leader. It's very Saturnian. I like it because you have Capricorn rising, so
It
that
is,
suits you
yeah,
because
yes. And you know what's so funny? In my family, they would say when nieces and nephews, whatever, if someone needed to get up early, this is before we had all the gadgets we have, they'd say, if you need to get up early, call Auntie because she'll get up early. And she gets up early and she will get you up early. And that's a rooster. I mean,
that. Oh yeah, yeah, I like that. Oh,
yeah.
imaginary restaurant says she's also a horse. Yay,
You're a
yeah,
horse
horses are.
too? Okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right. Oh, that's
yeah.
interesting.
Oh,
Okay, I want to hear about that.
and it's interesting. Chiron, half horse, half man. So
That's
that's also a story
right.
about horses. There's a story about horses and Chiron. We'll talk about it next week. There's a whole thing about horses and Chiron. And somebody asked Chiron in the eighth house, which would be the mastering. We'll talk about it next Sunday. So I have Chiron in the eighth.
Well,
In Taurus.
I have Chiron
So
in the
I know,
first. I have Chiron in the first. You got Chiron in the eighth. Interesting.
yeah. So
It
I
all
know something
is.
about it.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Well, we got something to look
I
forward
love
to next week.
I love Patricia. She goes, "I'm a pig."
I'm
You
a
made me
pig.
laugh. It's not a. I know it's a Chinese, but it's so funny the way she said it. Like I'm a pig.
I'm a pig. Yeah. No, that's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Excellent, guys. I love that we end this in a more funny.
In a fun thing, yeah, everyone can declare their animals
Yeah.
and stuff. So I see my sister joined. I'm not sure what. I don't look and see what she is. She's born 1961. So I did look her up before, but I forgot what she is.
I
So I don't have it
I
memorized.
I
Yeah,
don't know by heart. I don't know by heart as well.
that stuff. But
Yeah, yeah,
because we have
guys, we're
the
gonna talk. Sorry, I just want to say we are gonna talk about Cairo next year, next Sunday. So join in same time, 5:30, and we'll talk about what the meanings, just general. I'm not gonna go like this is the whole book about Chiron, but we're
yes,
gonna go
dense.
through. houses and signs, and just give a few tips and tricks on how
Yeah,
to
and
work with.
I'll go over it again briefly because there's a lot of history. I'll go over the mythology of it, and when it was discovered, because that's interesting too. I like when things were discovered
And
and
and I have a special thing. I mentioned this before, but we're going to talk about Chiron, so I'm going to mention it again. I learned from my teacher Matt. When you have a hard Chiron transit, what you need to drink to remediate that. So tune in next week. I won't say it now.
woohoo!
Ah.
Okay, all right. Okay,
and
everyone.
there is a mythology story behind it. Why is
Really?
that? Yeah,
Okay, good, good. All right.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I need to, we need to have a cliffhanger for next week. So
Exactly.
people
That was
come.
a good cliffhanger. The hard Chiron transit, and that now when we say a hard Chiron transit, you mean like a square or opposition? What are you talking?
Yeah, I'm always talking about square opposition and conjunction. Conjunction is the hard. Like when you look at the aspects, uh, the way we most feel it, conjunction is number one, then the opposition, then the square. Okay,
Okay.
so conjunction is two planets becoming one very strong. It's like a powerhouse. Opposition has a Saturn flavor.
Ah,
So Saturn, it's so that's why it's hard because it gives you some kind of restriction from the other side. So you
yes.
have to
Yeah.
find a middle way. And then square is a Mars aspect. So that's
Oh,
action. That's why it's
okay.
action oriented, but it can be challenging and conflicting, and yeah. So
Yeah, I
that's
was the
why.
reason I don't see. I always see conjunctions as not being, but they are. I don't see them as being the most difficult, but they can be because you're right there. You can't get away from one another because you're right there.
It's kind of you have to. It's very. It's like they're coming together. So it's very like ooh, right. So. And sextile is Venus. That's interesting. Sextile,
Venus.
Venus. Anyway,
Yes.
anyway,
Yes. Good
and
old Venus. She says I'm.
and and, and trine is Jupiter.
And trying would
Just
be
so you
Jupiter.
guys, yeah,
Okay. Excellent.
that's a few notes for the end. Okay,
Yeah.
they
All
always,
right. So yeah, we got our homework done. Yeah. Okay. So everyone, we'll see everyone next week,
yeah.
and well, next Friday coming up,
Mhm.
we'll see everyone, and we'll just check your Instagram and your website. Um,
I'll post tonight about my live on next Sunday as well, and then yeah, you're gonna post our meetings. So thank you, and thank everybody. I always appreciate everyone, and appreciate you for hosting. It's so nice to talk to you always.
oh
It
yeah,
feels
this
so
is fun.
homey.
I really enjoy our it's something for me to look forward to on Fridays, and we try to have like a bonus show.
Yes, we lost sound. I can't hear you anymore.
Again.
Yeah, now it's good. I didn't hear you. I
Yeah,
think there was a
my
loss
someone
of
was
sound.
calling me. I thought I had my do not disturb on,
Mhm.
but it's either my neighbor or my sister who will call me every time I'm on Instagram. You know what I mean? They never,
They know it.
they always manage to. But my sister's on here, so she knows I'm on this. But that's the funny. So it's my neighbor. But okay, everybody.
Excellent. Okay.
So
And don't forget to put me a collaborator.
bye
Bye, guys.
bye, everyone. Have a great week, and remember, take it
Okay.
easy for Wednesday's a good day, but Tuesday's gonna be a little tough, right? Tuesday's
Yes.
gonna be a little tough.
Yes, that's right.
Take care
Bye
on
bye.
Tuesday. Bye bye.